So, hello. Now we are going to start the new part of that programming part of that Prim's and Kruskal's algorithm that we had seen in the last class. So, it's very easy to see that there are infinite distance with the root node that we had discussed. All the remaining vertex are at the infinite distance from the root node. So we'll see that the what is the cut set for the that root node. So this is the cut set, and for that we'll check which is the least size edge. So this 7 will be the least size edge, and thus the 7 will be discovered, and this 7 will be over here. And now you want to do what for this 7 and 0 you want to find. So it will look like this. The cut set will look like, so this will be the cut set, or you can say the cut set would look like this. There will be two cut sets. After that, what you will find, the minimum between all these uh, cut set crossing edges are like 12, 5, 10, 15, and 9. So the minimum would be the fifth 5. So 5 will make this node discover. So this node is being discovered. Now again you want a cut set. So this will be the cut set. This will be the cut. This will be the cut, and this will be the cut. So this is how the cut set is being defined now. So out of them, which will be the minimum 6, 12, 9, 15, 10, 8, or 14. So you'll see that 6 would be the minimum. So you'll just make this this node connected over there. So 5 was reached, and now you want that 6 to be connected. So 6 is connected over here. Now 6 has been discovered after 5 was been discovered. Now you have this cut set. So this will be the new cut set. And in this cut set, what are the weight of these edges? Like 8, 10, 14, 15, and 9. So 9 would be the least. No, 8 would be the least. So you'll have 8 as the part of this cut set. So after this 8 will be discovered. This 8 will be discovered, and this will be added. Now with this, you actually have this cut set, 14 and 3, and these two as well. So this is the cut set. So this is actually A, as we can see, and this is actually V minus A, number of vertices minus A. And then after this, what would be the minimum? 14, 3, 10, 15, or 9. This 3 would be the minimum. So you'll make 3 as the connected one. So this 3 would be discovered. Now what is the cut? So the cut would be like this. So this would be A. This would be A minus B minus A. And then which would be the minimum? 9, and then after that only 15 was left. So 15 was then connected. Anyhow, if you go in the starting, so in the starting what you have, these anyhow, any of the spanning tree, whether it's minimum or not, any spanning tree that you draw, that must contain these this part as well as this part, means these two edges should be there. Why? Because this is pendant, uh, pendant vertex, and why this is actually pendant edge. So pendant edge and pendant vertex should be the part of what, any spanning tree. So this pendant vertex and pendant edge must be the part. So you have this 9 and 15 must be the part. So and thereafter we'll see what are the applications. So the applications are like in map, like Google Map is there. So they actually have the intersections, and then finding out what are the uh, minimum spanning tree between those roads. So it's possible to find out with this type of, for this type of application. Then web content have the pages and links between those pages, web pages. Then devices have wires, various wires are there in between the devices. Then circuits have devices, means circuits actually have devices, and these devices have wires. So wire could be optimized with the minimum spanning tree that is possible. From the crossing, again, that vertex could be the pins, and the wires could be the edges. And then the scheduling of job and constraints could be possible way to represent a graph. And graph could be represented from the, with the connections of transactions. And what are the vertices? Vertices could be customers, and they can have, this type of application could be applied for the application commerce. Then matching between the student and their applications. The application could be the connection, that there are 5 applications were there. So there are various students who are applying for those 5 applications. So what are the possible way of finding minimum spanning tree? Then various sites are there, that computer network, machine 1, machine 2 are being connected together. Then machine 3 is connected together, machine 4 is connected together. Then how this type of a minimum spanning tree could be possible, so that we can avoid the overloading of the whole packet transfer in the transport layer. Then the software applications, like there are various methods in a class, or methods are possible in the software packages. So method 1 is calling method 2, method 3 is calling method 4. Method could also be said as procedures or functions. So function 1 is calling function 4, 4 is calling function 8, function 8 is calling again function 1. There is a cycle, and how to optimize all these things could also be applied in the software. So social network is one of the common example, like persons are there. So person 1, person 2 connected with person 2, person 3, person 1 is connected with person 2 and person 3. So this is friendship, connection could be friendship. So the connection type could be, person B is friend of person 3, person 1 is friend of person 2. So this type of friendship could be the connection possible. Now we'll see the Java implementation, that how we can use all this um, algorithms in terms of coding. So first of all, we need to understand the two fundamental data structure that we are going to see. Based upon that fundamental data structure, we'll see those algorithms. So first fundamental data structure that we'll see is edge weighted graph. First data structure that we'll going to see is edge weighted graph. What this data structure will do? Actually, this is a class. So this class was being defined to define a data structure, edge weighted graph. What it do? It makes a weighted graph. Means edges of this graph is weighted. what it does, it takes a simple integer type of nodes vertices like this, and it takes what adjacency list. So adjacency list was been taken out. So what are the adjacency list? How it has been taken out? It was been taken out as a edge. So edge was, we'll see how the edge is defined. So edge is been defined. So this is a data structure. Again, this is a data structure for what? For creating adjacency list of edges. Then you want to do the edge weighted graph, and you have this as a constructor. So this constructor will be called out to create a vertex v in the adjacency list, and this v will be added up. Means how it will be added. So in this v, actually v will be just a node integer would be there. So integer was being assigned, and this v was being added up to the adjacency list. That node was vertices was being added at this. Now you can also add an edge e. So what an edge e consists of? So this is the important. This is how the graph will be formed by adding edges of e. So E actually have the edge have this actually have two functions. This one is either and one is other, that we'll discuss just now after this slide. So E will be set for the first node. So either will return the first node, means source node as V, and target node means second node as W. So V and W are being sent, and in the adjacency list, what in the adjacency list, this E is assigned. That node E was being added to adjacency of W. Like you had di- di- you had actually created an object of adjacency V. So for this V, similarly you can directly add that edge E. So this is how that constructor will actually creating object for adjacency list for V node V. So the number of vertices are being sent through here, so that the number of vertices, what are the number of vertices that you want to add. So this is what V is the number of vertices. So capital V is the number of vertices, and for all the vertices 1 to up to 1 2 3 up to like V. So up to V, this adjacency V list was being created. Means 1 2 3 up to V. So this was being created. Now here in the edge, if there is an edge, means edge between 1 and 2. So first one was being identified, that what is the in this edge. Actually you will mention that the nodes, source nodes and target node. So there will be a connection was being created in this. So adjacency list would have like this. So edge E was being added, means E1 is the part, E2 is the part of this. In this E2 is the E3, you can assume that, and in this E1 is the part, and similarly you have E4 as the part. So you can draw like this. Means this type of adjacency was being created. So node 1 2 3 up to V nodes are there. So they have like edges like the E1, edge E1 is there, edge E1 is there. So edge this E2 actually have edge E3. What is the purpose of that E3? We'll actually assume that it's in the with 1 as well. So this edge E3 would be the part of this. Again you have this E4, and something E4 will go like this, E4 will go like this something at something, there is one dense forest was there. of various nodes. And then like this you can create this type of data structure. Then you can get that return of that for, if you call this function adjacency, we then you can actually return that adding of that adjacency list for the vertex v. Means if you had called adjacency of 3, then it will return this adjacency of 3, it will return like this. So this is what's being returned from here. Then next, edge, that this part that we had discussed, we said that we'll discuss this edge, so that this edge could be studied, this edge could be studied, so that this either and what is other. So what is either? This is either. And what is other? This is other. So when an object of edge was being created, again this is a kind of data structure that actually define an edge, and this it actually extend comparable edge. So this is the purpose of that comparable. So we start from this, the edge was being created by this constructor. So how it was been, whenever this class was being called out, so it will ask for vertex 1, means 1 should be there, means vertex 1 v should be there, vertex 2 means second node 1 and node 2 should be there, u should be there, means here it is given w, and then the weight between them, means weight means 0.2, or means if it is integer then you can have 2, means the weight could be the numerical value that is assigned to be double. So means u and v would actually have the 0.2. So instead of this, if we say that uh, u and v and w, if we just go back and we say that 1 and 3, so we can say edge 1 between 1 and node 3. So what it represent? It represent actually this edge 1. So edge 1 would be like this, defined like this. So the this is edge. So this is just a simple edge. Okay. But this whole thing that we had discussed, number of edge, edge. So there are many edge. So what is this? This is actually this edge weighted graph. This is edge weighted graph. This is data structure 1 that we had discussed. This is data structure 2 that we are discussing just now. So this is DS2. This is DS1. And there is one more data structure that you missed out, this bag. If you want, you go and study. This is the way you define the adjacency list. They have will not discuss about this bag. So this is how this whole thing was being done. And this, if there is one initial point, so initial point was being written, first point was being written, and if that initial point have another point, then the another point will also be written. What will be the other point? It will be w. So another point will be returned, and the then there's comparison you can have. So in this comparison you have, if that there will be some function that was being created like ef is the object that you had created for this edge. So you had created ef as object, and you want to call out this compare to compare to, and then you have ef, this is edge function, means edge variable you had created ef2, So EF1, or you can say simply directly E1 or E2. So we can say it's E1, and this it's E2. So E1 and E2 was there. We have E1 is compared with E2. So E1 is compared with E2, and then the size of that edge, means size of E1 and E2 was being compared. So size of this edge E1 and E2 is, if there's E2, and so this is actually having E2. So E2 was there. So this E2 is going to this forest of vertices. So the edge comparison would be there. So suppose E1 has the size of uh, simply if we say it has size of 100, and this has the size of 200. So the weight is 200 kilometer and 100 kilometer. So what it will return? It will compare that 100 is with 200. So it will return this statement. -1 will be returned. Means that, what does it mean? It means that E1 is smaller than E2. Means E1 is smaller than E2. Means E2 is greater than E1, and -1 is returned. Then we'll see the Kruskal's algorithm. So this is the important part that we were interested to discuss. In the main, this was the first thing that was being called out in the class. So you just pass a file name over here in the argument file name. You just pass a file name from here and in this arguments. So I hope this much Java would be clear to all of you, that this Java should be the essential and basic part to understand this program. So this Kruskal was being called out. Means first, we had already discussed this edge weighted graph. Means edge weighted graph is being created based upon the file that you are passing in. So in this you have passing file name. You are passing file name over here. Then in this whole thing, you are actually calling out Kruskal as the most important part. This one. So we are interested to discuss this. And this is just simply printing statement. Print, nothing else. Means it will print the edges and along with their weights, because edge will return three things: the node 1, node 2, means source node and target node, along with the weight. Then this is also print statement, printing the number, the weight of whole MST, means total weight of that MST would be printed. So in this algorithm, we are interested to study. So we had already studied MST Kruskal's from Coreman. Then we just see that this is like what initialization part. So initialization part could be like this. So edges is being created according to graph G, which was being passed out from here, and this G was in the file. So this edge was being created. The n number of edges were being created. The number was being given in the whole file, so you create it according to that. Then after that, what it do? It do the sorting. So this sorting was come up here. So this sorting was being done for the edges. Thereafter, what it will do? It will run a union find data structure, as we had discussed that there's a important part union and find. So this in the union you'll do the merging, but when you'll do the merging, when you have find out that these two nodes or vertices are not the part of same tree. So the find will do like this. So you call a class or data structure which was already defined as UF, as the union and find, and you pass the graph G in that, and thereafter this condition this loop will run until unless this condition. What is this? The MST size of that MST would be less than the size of the vertices minus number of vertices minus 1. As we are discussing this thing from starting, we'll not go into detail of this. This is fundamental of spanning tree. Number of vertices minus 1 means if there are 10 nodes or 10 vertices, then the MST or any spanning tree should have 9 edges, and this condition I should be less than E dot G dot E. So anyhow this has to be true, that I should be less than G dot E, otherwise the graph would be like disconnected one or something else. So this is simple loop that most of you know. Then for each edge from starting from 0 to up to n number of edges, v minus 1 edges or any number of edges, so in the graph. And this thing was being called out, either means first node will be called out, second node will be called out. Now what you do the finding operation, that whether this u, that v and w belongs to the same tree or not. Then find will do the operation and return that the v and w do not belongs to the same tree. So it do not belongs to the same tree, then this will return what? False. This will return actually means this is actually not equals to. If not equals, then it will be returning this condition was being met out, means the this will be true. So if this is true, then this if condition statements will be executed. So this condition was met out in first case because you have just starting with first node. Then union will take place, means v and w would be merged as a component. So it will be creating as a tree. So they will actually make a forest, means a tree in the forest. So this is why this is randomly choosing different edges 1, edges 2, then edges 3, edges 4 will come out. So this loop is working according to edges, and then you actually add this edge to what? MST. So you assume that this tree is actually belonging to MST, this forest actually belonging to MST. Then what you do? You do the addition part, means you add up in the weight, and that is for the MST weight. So you keep on adding this to make it weighted. But that this is true, this is for true condition. But what for when it's equal, means u, v and w will give you equal. What you will do? This thing won't execute. In this condition, this thing won't execute. So the discussion we have done is for the condition of true. This thing dis- won't execute, and then you end up with only how many execution? You will end up with only e number of execution, order of e. So you will end up with the number of execution of e. For what? For the whole thing. And this is having order of 1, union and find is of order 1, enqueuing in the MST would be belonging to order 1. So basically for loop is belonging for the number of edges, order of number of edges. Then next we'll discuss about the Prim's algorithm. So the Prim's algorithm that we want to discuss. So we have this whole thing. This is initialization as we discussed earlier. So it is like creation of weighted graph, and you pass that weighted graph into G. Again, you pass some file name. This file name should be passed in the this in, and this will create edge weighted graph. And then this MST was being this Prim's MST was being executed. How it will execute? So after this is simple again. These three statements were actually just a printing a statement, printing the MST nodes and along with their weights, printing the weight of the whole MST. Then we are interested basically to study the Prim's algorithm in detail. Why we are interested to study Prim's algorithm in detail? Because we want to study the fundamental part of the coding that of Java and data structure we are interested and we are looking into it. So we are this is why we are actually following the code as well as the algorithm both together. So in this the figure this Prim's MST coding is the most important coding that actually belongs to the whole thing, like this, the whole thing. So we'll see this that how this Prim's actually belongs to the whole thing. So this in this you are actually creating an edge or that this edge was being initialized and a queue was being created. This queue was being created. This queue was being created. So it is a minimum priority queue. Then this means infinite was being assigned. This for loop was being done and infinite for the whole other vertices was being assigned. This and the root node would actually have that what 0 and would be reachable. So how you will start with? You will start with simple thing that you start with any number of nodes means from 0 you start. Suppose you have started with 0 node which is named as 0. So you have 0 means you have graph that has been weight assigned as 0. No, that vertex node name which has been assigned and set to be 0. So you are starting with that and creating the minimum spanning tree. And how it will be created? It will call this again prims g comma v. What is in that prims g comma v? So in this prims g comma v belongs to here. So prims g comma v. Now the thing is that in the assert that we want to see, we will not discuss this because it will actually check whether that the graph was being created or being created was correct or not. When testing part was being done, and there are hundreds of ways to do the testing. So we had in this Kruskal also we hadn't discussed this because there are many ways to do the testing and we are not we just want to interested to see and discuss about this MST Kruskal. Then we will not discuss assert check, but we will discuss the most important part that is prims g comma v. When this prims g comma v will be executed, it will be executed only when this node V was being marked as what? False. Means it was marked as false. In the starting it was being marked as false, and then false means it will be executed. This is why only 0 will be executed initially, because 0 was being set as false. So false, it will be executed. Then thereafter, 1 will also execute if that 1 was not being marked as true. So we'll see how that node will be marked as true and why it will be marked as true. Whenever you read the node and make that node as a part of what? As a part of an MST or tree, then you will say that it was being marked as true means visited. So that true will actually represent visited, and this should be marked false initially. Then you create the distance. You assume that the minimum distance for the reaching the node S, like S is the source node, that is starting from the source node. So this initially it has to be 0. So it was like this. The statement was like this. Now the priority queue, that PQ, that was being created, priority queue inserted with the dist 0. What is that dist 0? Dist 0 is a distance with the minimum, that is minimum to the S, whatever be the minimum. So what should be the minimum? So there is a node, like it is 1, and this has 7, this has 15, this has this is 10. So which one would be selected? The 7 would be selected. So this will give 7, edge as 7. So the 7 would be returned and been added and inserted. So the node over here will be connected. So the node over here will be connected, and the PQ will it will this loop will actually run only till the PQ will not be empty. Means there is two part that we had discussed, that there is A and there is V minus A. V minus A is, so there's V minus A. What it represent? A represent tree. So A represent a tree. And what V minus A represent? It is actually a cut set. So the cut set actually represented in the Q. So Q was the data structure we use. This is tree, or you can say graph, because tree is also a kind of graph. So graph data structure could also be used. But the queue would be minimum priority queue, that actually then this loop will be executed till the queue would not be 0. So what this while loop belongs to? While loop belongs to this statement, that queue is not null. Then what it does? These two statement, just the simple small statement, were actually these much four statements are there. At four statements, that extracting the minimum distance and then adding up into that. So you actually interested to add in this insert pq dot insert, that s, that all the distance like this 7 was being added. So in the next you actually want to that in the pq you just delete that vertex v. So you just want to delete that this vertex, like this was 7, So this was 7. So that vertex 7 was been deleted. So that 7 was been deleted out. Now the scanning will take place again. So we'll discuss this scanning. Means 7 would be removed from that queue. Means 7 will be shifted to tree and 7 would be deleted from the queue. And next, that scan would be done. This scan thing, that this the scan thing, GV, what it do, it will take the graph, the same graph and the node V. So it will take node V, what it mark, it will mark 7 as true. It will mark what 7 as true. 7 is marked as true this time. This is what it means by marking over here that we had discussed. Mark as true. If it is marked as true, then this whole thing will return false, and this if will not be executed, and prims was be not executed for that 7. Means, but this time the 7 will be explored, and this thing would be done for that 7. Before, means till now the prims was not been completed yet. So this thing whole will be executed. So for all the vertices in the G, means for the 7, this one, this thing will happen. What it will do, it will find out the edge, that like this was the edge, means with W, and what is that? Vertex V, we can say this is V and this is W. So what is W? So W was like, this was the W. So it will check whether that W was been marked as true or not. So if it was been marked as true, means it has been marked as true, then the this for that edge, means it will execute for this 7 for all the possible uh, edges are being explored. So all the possible edges are being explored. For this W was being marked as true, means one is already visited. So this thing would means this continue statement will bring again to the for loop. Then this would not be executed. Then there will be other way round. So we'll see that graph. So till now we had reached this point. So there's possibility of 5, 12, and 9. So this is 5, this is 12, and this is 9. So in this you actually have the, for this actually, for this edge, for this edge it will check what would be this. This will be 5, node 5, and for this node 5 this whole thing will be done because it is lesser than the dis2w, means that the distance was being lesser than the minimum that was being set as, and this was being selected out, and then the tree was being formed, means the tree was being created like this. for the first loop, and then the edge was being added. This edge was being added for this. So this if loop belongs to here. So these two things was being done. So if that belongs to the uh, MST, so MST was being created and the weight was being updated and the edge was being added. If it does not belongs to that, means PQ actually contains that W. Then the PQ, because it was creating some cycle. So this was being the priority was being means this priority was being dis, reduced, decreased. Then otherwise this, if it is not creating uh, anything like as that cycle, then this distance was being added and that W was being inserted to the tree. So in the first iteration, this was the W. This, it's not that V. So V would be, V would be this. In the first iteration, V would be this. V would be this, and in the first iteration, this was with W. In the second iteration, this will be the, in the second iteration, this will be V, and all the edges were being explored, and this will be the W, and W was the least one, and the least one would be added. So this is how this Prim's algorithm and the theory works. So we'll see a demonstration of the execution, that how this could be executed and this could be done. So I'll share that screen. Hello. So sorry that there was some hanging of that screen when I tried to connect it with the code that I have executed on NetBeans. So this thing that the this 250 nodes are there in the adjacency list based network or the graph. So there are 250 nodes and there are 1273 edges possible. And how it is could be seen, this 1275 edges was also been written over here. Why two edges are more? It is not two edges more, the two lines are more for this thing. First line information contains number of nodes that are been this this is source node, this is target node, this is node 3 239, node 240, node 300 235, node 238, and this one is the weight of the whole edge. So this is weight. So 1273 edges are possible, and so these are being written over here, 1273 edges. So there is large graph also, like medium graph, large graph are possible. So these type of graphs were being given as inserted as input, and then the execution will be done for the code, and you can insert and use that code and do the execution if you want. So I'll just in few minutes I'll show the execution of the code. So I'm executing that code, and I'll show you that the input file that we had already discussed, but this will be the so this is the code that we had discussed, and this is the output which was being generated. So the file input file we had already discussed. So from that input file, the whatever be the minimum edges possible in the minimum spanning tree. So this node 168, node 231, node 151, node 208 means with their edges are being selected out. This is the minimum spanning tree which was being returned with the Kruskal's MST algorithm. And what is the size of that minimum spanning tree? It's 10.46. So that 10.46 is the size of the minimum spanning tree being generated. This is how you do the programming and execution. So I have done this for the Kruskal's MST. You can also do it for the primsmst. So this is primsmst, and I have already mentioned about that file. And once I executed, so I have this result again, the same results, because the prims and kruskal both gives you the same result. But you notice that in the prims it was starting from node 1, means the node 1 was the first, and this was the least size edge possible from the node 1. This was the least size edge possible from the node 2. So you have advantage of seeing the no vertices from, and this shorted in the in the prims algorithm, this result was being shorted. So the shorted result was being generated by the prims algorithm, because the prims will do in the order of what, order of vertices names. So the shorting was being done according to the vertices name. And when you do in the Kruskal's, so this will now will generate the result for the Kruskal. So the Kruskal result was being generated according to the according to the shorting of the edge weight. So this is the least weighted edge, and this is the second last least weighted edge. This was the third last least weighted edge, and this 0.15 would be the highest possible weighted edge that you can make in the minimum spanning tree. And this was the 0.9 second largest weighted edge in the minimum spanning tree. So in the Kruskal, you will get the result in terms of shorted weights, because you initially you have chosen and run the algorithm of Kruskal in shorted weight, and in the prims you will get the result in terms of the shorted names of vertices. So like this is prims result, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So this is how you will generate the result. Thanks. So any question?
No, sir.
Okay. See you in the next class. Thanks.